Dear students, welcome to today's class. As a part of today's class assignment, here is the dashboard we will be creating. And in another way to say it is, here is the product that you will be building from today's class assignment. I'm calling it as a Power BI dashboard to call center performance dashboard. And in technical terms, if you are working for industry at your job, this is a product, a big project here. I mean, as a part of your analysis, performance understanding, and so on. This is a project, full-fledged project. That's why I usually call it as a product. So this is the product you will be building. Key components of this product. Yeah. So this is the dashboard for which, as of now, I have provided you the background. You see that this dark black colored background with this image and the title you are seeing. I have provided you those files. So let me show you. Yeah, so these are the pictures I have provided you. So this is your background, and this is for call answered, call rejected, calls resolved, total calls, and unresolved calls, small pictures. And yeah, this is your complete background. I'll show you how to insert it in your background. And this is for total calls. This is the picture, calls answered, calls rejected, resolved calls, and the final picture for unresolved call is this. So I'll be showing you how to insert these and make your dashboard much more attractive, sensical, and self-learning. Yeah, so anybody who sees it gets an idea about what they are looking at. On top of it, the total number of visuals within this dashboard are 8. I will say 9. Ninth is this 4.5 rating, but yeah, so indirectly it's 9. So this is the first one. We are using a card new feature within. I'll be talking all this, yeah, but just as of now, I'll just read out. Call a card new feature. This is another stacked clustered chart. This is a table chart. This is a line chart. This is another similar to this stacked clustered chart. This is your gauge chart. This is your donut chart. And within this donut chart, I have this 4.5, that is the target rating for by each of this agent. So these are the average rating and this is the target. And finally, the last one, 9th, is the total calls by topic. Yeah, so this is how we have assembled each of them. And these are all, I'll say, live, meaning the source data, as soon as there is an update in the source data, maybe usually for this kind of industry call center, they might be reviewing this information on a weekly basis. So maybe or every, I'll say, Sunday night, the databases updates the source data file. And by Monday morning, when the boss has bigger leadership team, when the managers come in, they will find these numbers updated based on the data source. So that's the specialty. It's a live data, and it might be automated, or all they have to do is just click on this refresh, and these charts will be refreshed based on the source data file refresh. So this is about what we will be building in the upcoming, like the followed video, the remaining part of the video. Next part is the most important thing as a data analyst, as a business intelligence analyst, or in general analyst. The most important thing I always recommend to each and every student, and again, even when I was doing industry trainings, I do the same, is you have to understand your data. So let's review the data file that we have, that I have provided. So yeah, the data file is this call center performance dashboard dataset.xlsx. So again, this is an Excel file. So you'll be uploading as an Excel, not the text or CSV. And as soon as you open, you will see something like this. So yeah, let's make it more presentable, readable. So again, I'm selecting this whole entire thing, double clicking on any of this cell, it expands to the best it can. Then maybe some basic quick formatting. Center looks good. I will select the entire top row. Maybe I'll make it bolder and go to my data tab, add a data filter. Also, we'll go to my view tab over here. And within this window, there's something called as freeze pane. Make this bigger and say freeze top row. What this does is, if I scroll, you see the top row is frozen, and it also has that filter which I can browse through, look into the detail, but that's what I'm doing. Yeah. So as soon as you do this basic presentable thing, now you can do the next step, which is check the limits. Yeah, when I say check the limits, go from left to right and see how wide, how many number of columns this data set has. So again, if I go, I can manually select this. These are limited, so I know there are 10 number of column counts, or I can just select this and say Control Shift right button, right arrow, and yeah, that's all selected, 10 count. Similarly, I will go from top to bottom. Yeah, so again, I will select, so maybe I can keep these selected, or maybe let me select this first cell A1, and then Control Shift down arrow on my keyboard. So it takes me to the very last continuous cell within this column, and again it's telling me there are 5891 rows in this. If I exclude the first one, that is the header for all the columns, I have 5890 data points over here, and technically I'm looking at the, you see, if I make this is a caller ID, so it looks like each call has a unique caller ID. So that's what we are seeing over here. Yeah, now let's study. Now we check the boundaries, 10 number of columns and 5891 number of rows. Now let's quickly check a bit details of each and every column. So maybe I'll make this a little readable agent. Yeah. So again, the first one is caller ID. So we already talked. Looks like each call has a unique caller ID. Next, there is a column called as agent. Looks like I see some names. So I'll make this bigger, and this will actually specify the total names within this column. Yeah. So looks like there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 number of agents in that are working for this company, or maybe that are involved in this data that has been collected. And yeah, looks like each caller ID, I mean each of this agent random, maybe the call they have attended is, yeah, against them. So Craig attended this call, Becky attended this call, and multiple of them. Then looks like there is a date column, and when I make this bigger, looks like it's for the year 2023 entire. Awesome. 1st of January is my is the starting day, and looks like it's entire December 31st. Awesome. So this is for the data for entire year. And looks like, yeah, I mean, which day this each call was, respective call was there. Yeah, you see 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, and so on. So it's already sorted based on the day, or yeah, the date. Next one is the time at which looks like the call was arrived. So again, looks like the first time listed in this data is 9. I was doing is 9 a.m. and the last call is 1800, which is 6 p.m. So looks like this call center operates between 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and each of this time is a timestamp when that call started. And on top of it, there is a topic field. So when I make it bigger, looks like there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 main categories of topics of the purpose of the call. Yeah. So looks like there are 5 of them. Then the next column is answered, and looks like there is YN, yes or no. And when I make this bigger, yeah, there are only 2 options, yes or no, meaning either the call was answered or not answered. And if you look at the basics of data analysis or statistics, any field that has dual answer, either yes, no, or on, off, or front, back, up, down, so something like that, it's more of a binary category. Yeah. So again, that's just for your information. But yeah, I mean, this is binary category. So again, this one has answer yes, no. Same is the case with, looks like there is another field or column called as resolved. If I make it bigger, even this is a binary, meaning no or yes, 2 options. The next one is speed of answer in seconds. So looks like the shortest time when the call was issue was resolved was 10 seconds, and the longest was 125. And looks like there is a blank. Again, when I see something as a blank, kind of I get more curious. So I uncheck all and just selecting on the blank and see if there is only 1 cell with blank or 2 cells with blanks or 50% of the cell, lot of them with blank. Yeah, so that's my main thing, first thing I'm checking. So I selected the blank, unchecked all, clicking OK. Oh, awesome. Looks like there are lots of blanks. Yeah, meaning it's uncertain. Maybe nobody knows what happened with those. Yeah. So again, good to know that there is something we studied a bit more. So there are lots of blanks. Yeah. Speed of answer. Next one is your average talk duration. And when I make this bigger, looks like it's yeah, the data is presented in a time manner. Maybe this is hour, minutes, and seconds. So the least average talk duration was 30 seconds. and the longest was I'll see 7 minutes, and there are blanks here also. So again, I always get, and I want you also to feel curious. And again, here we are only seeing blank. Oftentimes you will see commas, dashes, or lots of typos. So it's a good thing to check. So whenever you see this blank or commas, typos, or any random things mistakenly done, uncheck all, meaning unselect all, go to that field where it says blank selected, and yeah, so looks like there are lots of blanks here also. Yeah, well, that's good to know. Then yeah, there's yeah, clear the filter. Yeah, sorry, we saw this. Then the last part is satisfaction rating. Looks like there are 5 rating given. So like, yeah, there are few with 1, highest is 5, and there are blanks here also. So again, I'm curious about blanks. I'll go and see. Okay, awesome. There are multiple blanks. Maybe the customer decided not to rate it, or maybe since it wasn't answered, not resolved, there cannot be a satisfaction rating. Maybe that's the logical reason. But yeah, so again, a quick glance through, we check the data, and this is a very important habit, or very important activity before you ever deep dive into your dashboard creation. First, like dashboard design or dashboard creation. Yeah. So another very important activity we completed. Now let's proceed with our Power BI. Now let's start loading the data file within our Power BI desktop. For that, I request you all to open a new window of Power BI desktop. And here we'll be starting with a blank report. So I request you all to click on this blank report. Window like this appears. Let's start loading the data. Well, you can use this tab as well. Excel workbook. Yeah, it will go to the specific folder. So select the file that we have discussed, that is call center performance dashboard data set. Open it. It will take few seconds to load the file correctly, and still it's loading. Once it's loaded, yeah, navigator window like this appears, and it did identify there is one sheet named call center 2023. I just select that sheet, and once I select, the content within the sheet will be visible on this navigator. This time I know that the data is cleaned and ready to be transformed, so I'm not going to go to this transform data. Just click on load. Again, it will take few seconds to correctly load the data file, and you see this data pane is still smaller, and now it's doing something over here. While we see this, it's being loaded. Awesome, looks like it's correctly loaded, and once that's done, I will see this sheet within the data, that is call center 2023, and these are the various columns. Yeah, so for agent answered calls, average talk duration, and so on. Now let's view the same data in our table view. So please go over here and click on this table view, the second tab on your left hand side pane. Awesome. So within this sheet call center 2023, Power BI is telling me these are all the cells and this is all the content of the data. Great. One more thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to add few more columns where I can convert these binary, that is yes, no, for answered, calls answered, yes, no, as well as calls or issues resolved, yes, no. So I'm going to convert them into numerical format. Currently it's still in a letter format, that is Y or N. Yeah, so we'll be using those conditional statements shortly. Before that, let's quickly check. Yeah, so again, I have caller ID, which you have already seen when we were exploring the data, understanding the data. Second part is your agent name, then your date, then your timestamp, then your topics. Yeah, which topics are there? So yeah, these are the like variety of topics. Then answered, resolved, speed of answer in seconds, average talk time, and so on. So on top of it, my next task is to convert these yes no binary into numerical yes no, meaning yes will be denoted as 1, no will be denoted as 0. So for that, I'm going to use the DAX function within Power BI. Yeah, so in order for me to do that, I'll go to this table tools. Yeah, so again on the top, table tools, click over here, And here you can see this simplified version. Yeah, so again, structure sheet as well as the detailed structure. Then there is mark as a date table calendar only if required. Then really manage the relationships. Shortly I will talk about these. Then the calculations. Yeah, so again, this is one part of your DAX function which we are going to use. Yeah, so the very first is just follow me. Click on this new column. As soon as I do that, you can see something happened and new column, a blank one appeared over here. Now it is asking me for the formula, and again by default is telling column equals to what do you call what do you want it to be called, or what is any like if there you are using any condition. So I'm going to use a simple conditional statement out here, and I'm going to call it as, so let's call this column as call answered. Yeah, CALLANSWERED. So what I did is I selected everything, then deleted it and started a fresh call answered equals to space equals to. Then I'm going to start the if statement. Yeah, so this is the conditional if statement. If start with a parentheses, and here I'm going to say resolved. Yeah, so I'm going to say resolved, or sorry, I'm going to say answered. Yeah, ANSWE. As soon as I start typing answered, Power BI detected the sheet that is call center 2023, and within that there is a column called as answer. So do I want to have this or this one? So it is rightly detected. So I'll select this one, the first one. Yeah. So it's yeah, it's within call center 2023. Answered yes, no. I'm going to click on this answered. So that's one thing completed. Apart from that, I'm going to answered yes, no. Okay, I'm going to add a condition over here. So equals to, yeah, after that I'm going to add equals to, start with a bracket or double apostrophe, and if here I'm going to say yes, y, and in this case it's not case sensitive. So you see this is y and n. Even if I say smaller y, it's not case sensitive, so it is going to try and search for this y. Then I'm going to close it. So again I'm putting a condition that within the call answered within this sheet or this column over here, look for y, and if it finds y, then enter a 1 or else 0. Yeah, so that's my condition. With that said, I'm going to close this parenthesis which I started, and I'm going to click enter. And as soon as I do that, you see what happens over here is this previously named or previously termed column one changed to this our name call answered, and it applied the condition. Yeah, so again it identified all the y, and wherever it found the y, it entered as a 1, and all the rest were zeros. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing over here. You see this is y call answered and it is 1. So that's the first step created. On top of it, yeah, let's add one more column, and this is going to be a duplication, but this time we'll be looking for n. Yeah, so again previously we we added a condition for y 1, and now we are going to do n as 1. Yeah, and I will tell you the reason why when we are actually building our visuals we'll be utilizing it. Yeah, so this is just a trick technique, so please follow me. So let's go ahead and add a new column. Again a new column got added, and just to simplify, just because we have already done all the hard work while typing in this conditional statement, so I'm just going to go to my previous call answered, select this whole condition and say Control C on my keyboard. Then I will click out, go to my table tools, add a new column, and again this got added, and again it is asking for a condition. So our name, I entered it. So again I entered the same thing, exactly same thing, call answer yes no, but this time the change I'm going to make is instead of y I'm going to say n. And again I will reiterate myself, this part is not case sensitive. So even if I entered capital N or a small n, it is going to look for n, and wherever it finds a n, it is going to enter 1 in this column, and remaining everything will be 0. And we know it's a binary, right? Either it's yes or no. So by default the yeses will be no in this case. Yeah, so I click outside and say enter. Let's oh yeah, I got it. We forgot to change the name. So here I am going to change to say instead of call answered, I'm going to say call rejected. And I'm very glad this error occurred, because you'll be able to see in case there are Duplicate column names, exactly same name, errors like these occur. So again, I'm very glad this occurred. So moving forward, so I'm going to name these as rejected. Yeah. So in this case, the name will be called rejected, and this is the condition. Click over here all the way to the end and type enter. Awesome. So yeah, that has been satisfied as well. On top of it, we are going to move towards the next one, that is resolve. Yeah. So again, we are going to add two more columns. One is resolved calls and unresolved calls. Yeah. So similar to what we did for answered and rejected, we're going to do the same thing for resolved and unresolved. So for that reason, again, I'm going to copy the same formula, say Control C, click outside. I'm already in my table tools, going to add new column which got added. Again, so it started with the condition or DAX function it is asking for. I'm going to say Control V, and here I'm going to rename is say resolved call. Yeah, resolvedcalls, and this is going to be different. Yeah, so again, instead of this, I'm going to select the entire thing because it's directly from the sheet name. So again, I'm going to select all these. Just watch out this, and I will recommend you all to select these also. You see, starting from this parentheses until here, and I am going to say resolved. Yeah, RESOL, and as soon as I start typing resolve, RESOLV, even before completing it, Power BI identified the cell within the sheet, and it is asking me, is this the one? So I'm going to select yes. So once that's done, again, it will be rightly fit in. Yeah, again, the format will be corrected. So that's one advantage I have. So I'm just going to select it, and it fits in over here. And this time, yeah, the title is resolved call, and here this should be Y. Yeah. So again, within this resolved calls, wherever it finds a Y, it's going to replace it with 1 and going to add over here. Everything else will be 0. So this looks right to me. I'm going to type enter. Awesome. You see something happened over here and this got updated. So similarly, similar to resolved calls, I am going to add unresolved calls. So I'm going to select this whole thing, Control C, pick out here, add a new column, and within this part, Control V, and it's going to be the same cell, that is, yeah, call center resolved, and instead of Y, I'm going to say N, and click out. Oh yeah, it's the same name, same thing happened. Good. Yeah, resolved. So I will say unresolved calls instead of resolved calls. I will say UNR, unresolved calls, and N. Correct. Yeah, I'm going to click outside, say enter. Something happened, and let's see. Yeah, okay, awesome. This also looks correct to me. So by doing this, yeah, another very important step completed, which is we added 4 columns and added those necessary conditional statements using our DAX, which is data analysis expression function within Power BI. Yeah, so again, another very important step completed. On top of this, let's go ahead and save this file. Let's call it as a call center performance dashboard. Yeah. So I'm going over here. I'm going to say save as. As of now, I'm just going to save it in downloads. Later on, I'll be creating a separate folder for yeah, as a part of this class. But yeah, as of now, I'll just pick. And for you, if you already created a separate folder for this class, yeah, please go over there and save it exactly over there. So again, for me, it's going to be my downloads, and again, it's telling me what is the name of the file. So let's say PowerBI dash call center PERFORMANCE dashboard, or Power BI dashboard, or yeah, let's do this dash, so that later on whatever dashboard we build, we'll be using the standard terminology. It starts with Power BI dashboard, DASHPOARD, and let's call it as 1 this time, or maybe yeah, sorry, this is our second one. So 2, dashboard 2, call center performance is the title of the dashboard number 2. So yeah, this is the extension .pbix. I think everything looks great, so I'm going to say save. Now going back to our reports view, I'll quickly check on my extreme right side in the data pane. Everything looks right and awesome. You can see the recent columns that we added. The first one is calls answered has been added over here. Next one is calls rejected has been added. Third one is resolved call has been added, and fourth one is unresolved call has been added. And you can see there is a specific symbol over here that tells that this has been added and we have added a condition to it. So there is a sheet type symbol and with a summation. So that is telling me there is a DAX function used over here. And as we go, you will be completely familiarized with it. So again, please don't spend a lot of time on that. So now I think we are ready to move forward with our actual visualizations. Before that, let's go ahead and add couple more measures. Yeah, and again I will tell you the reason why later on. But as of now, just follow me. So go over here where it says yeah, the sheet call center. Right click on this sheet that says call center 2023, and the very first selection that says new measure. So let's go ahead and click on the new measure, and you can see a new measure thing is added, and again it's not completed yet. So we need to add what that new measure is, what the new details of the measure is. Yeah, so let's call this new measure as total calls. Yeah, so again I'm going to select the entire thing that says measure equals to, so select it all, and I'm going to say total calls equals to, and I'm going to start with the count function. Yeah, just like the count function we have in our Microsoft Excel. COUNT, start the bracket, and here again there are several options here available. So again I'm going to yeah, the one I'm looking for is this answered YN. Yeah, again I'm not going to deal with the other ones. So let's go ahead and select this answered Y/N. Yeah, so once I did that, looks like my condition is complete. So I'm going to close it with a parenthesis and going to click enter. Awesome. With that said, you can see a new measure has been added over here that says total calls. Now similarly, yeah, let's click outside so that we'll let it save. Let's go ahead and add one more measure. So for that, again I'm going to right click over here, new measure. Awesome, this is added. Again, it's not complete yet. We need to fill out the condition within this DAX function. So yeah, I will select the same measure equals to, and let's call this measure as TARGET rating, RATING equals to, let me call it as 4.5. Yeah, so this looks good to me. I'm going to click enter. As soon as I do that, you see a new rating target rate, a new measure target rating has been added. Yeah. So with that said, this part is also completed. I will just save this. Again, please have a habit of frequently saving your work in case your computer crashes or something goes wrong. Your work is still saved. You can always retry. So with that said, yeah, I think this part is also we are good on this. Now let's go ahead and add the background. Please use the file I have provided within your Canvas assignment page. So for that reason, or if you want to a quick review, let me pull that folder. And for you, you have to save it from your assignment page. But yeah, just for your convenience, let me show you what I'm trying to say over here. And believe me, it's very easy. Eventually, you'll be having a strong handle on it and you'll be experts in it. This is the first time you're doing, so I'm just kind of explaining it in much more detail. View extra large. So these are the 6 pictures are provided within your assignment page. So just right click on each of those pictures, save it on your computer. Yeah, so the very first is your background. That's what we are going to add it to our visual right now. And on top of it, if you still remember the added columns we added, right, which is call answered, call rejected, then calls resolved, unresolved calls. So we'll be using these pictures to denote them. Yeah, so here is for call answered, it's a green, call rejected, it's a red, call resolved, there is a check mark, total calls will be having this symbol, and unresolved issues will be having this. Yeah, so these are the 6 images, short small images I have provided. So please right click very first thing and save it on your computer in a specific folder. For me, I have created a folder like this called as Power BI dashboard pictures, where all these 6 images are saved. And again, I will reiterate very soon after doing this for the first time. You will know how easy, straightforward this is, and you'll be almost experts. I have no doubt in that. Yeah, so with that said, let's continue. Go ahead and add the background image. So I'll minimize this. And for that, adding the background image, let's go to this visualization pane over here. So there are two parts to it. First one is your add data to your visual, and second one is your format your report page. So for adding the picture, I'll go to this format your report page, and you will see options, selections like these, consolidated ones. You can make them bigger later on, but the one we are looking at is your canvas background. So I'll make this bigger. I'll see something like this. So within this image browse, I'll click on here, and then yeah, just make sure you select the right folder. For now, the very first we are looking at is your background.png. So I'll click on this, open it. Awesome. So technically it has been added, although we can't see because the transparency is set to 100%. So I'll set the transparency to 0%. And as soon as I do that 0% and click, you see I'm seeing that background has been added. Currently it's in normal setting, which I don't want. So let me do to say fit. Yeah. So instead of normal, I'll say fit, and awesome. So this background has occupied the appropriate screen space. Yeah, so maximize screen space it can. Now let's go ahead and start building our visuals. The very first thing I'm going to do is within this visualization pane, I'm going to select card new. Remember in our previous dashboard we have used this card versus this is a different, slightly different, and card new. The difference between these two are the traditional style card, you can only add one measure, versus in the new style card, you can add multiple measures. I'm going to show you shortly. So let's go ahead and click on the card new. As soon as I do it, you see a window like this gets added to your canvas. Yeah, center canvas where the visualizations will be built. For now, I'll just make it a bit wider, drag it to my center bit wider. Now I will go ahead and start adding the measures. So the very first measure I'll be adding here is the total calls. Yeah, so remember the measure that we barely added few minutes ago, that is this total call. I'm going to drag it and move it over here, release it. So again, that got added. Second measure I'm going to add is the sum of calls answered. So call answered. Yeah, I'm just going to drag it over here, and it will make it to the like sum. Later on we'll manipulate it. Right now, please stick with these. Sum of call answered. Next one is the call rejected. Drag it. Call rejected. Next one is your resolved calls. Drag it. Move it over here. The last one is your sum of unresolved calls. Yeah, so unresolved calls. So this is the fifth measure we added. And now you can see currently, well, there are 5 measures selected, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but we only see 3 over here. Well, again, that's a matter of fitting. So for that, let's go ahead and yeah, change that setting where we will be able to see all of those. So from this, the first pane, within the visualization, the first option, that is add data to your visual, I am moving to my second one. It says format your visual. So it's a matter of formatting. And I think the answer is hidden somewhere over here. Alignment, background. Well, alignment looks good. Shadow, asset bar looks good. Doesn't look like it's here. So let's see. Okay, layout. Awesome. So within this format your visual, the first option is visual. And within that visual, the first option is layout. I will expand this layout. Here are the options. So the very first is max card shown. 3 is selected by default. That's why we are seeing 3. I will increase it to 4 and 5. As soon as I increase it to 5, I can see all the 5 measures that are added are over here. So that's awesome. This part is taken care of. So I will go back to my main screen or main visualization screen. Now let's do some basic formatting over here. For that, again, we are going to format your visual. I'm going to go to general, and within this general, let's say effects. I'm going to take away the background. So currently I'm seeing this background as white color. I'm going to uncheck this and say off. With that, the background is, yeah, it has turned to like, yeah, the background is turned off. So I'm seeing the by default color black over here, which is great. Next one is my visual formatting. So the very first is layout. I think this we already checked. Looks correct. Call out, reference, images, cards. Yeah. So again, we are going to use quite a bit over here. So within this cards, I'm going to scroll down and you see this background. I'm going to turn it off so that white color changes to black. Awesome. The next part is my border color. So currently it's by default gray selected. That's why we are seeing these borders as gray. Let me turn them to white over here. These look good to me. So yeah, awesome. These are good. Also within the format setting, let me expand this cards. Within the cards, I'll be using this accent bar. So let me turn it on, expand it. For the color, let me select, say, this version of brown color that I'm seeing. And again, to be specific, it's this number E66C37, theme color 3. Later on, as we build some advanced visualizations and dashboards, we'll be talking more about it. As of now, just select this color of brown. Yeah, so you see, I'm seeing this color of brown only on one. The reason why it is currently for the ascent bar, the position is left. So for each of these bar, each of these measure, a box has been created and on the left hand side, I'm seeing this color. You can experiment with, say, right. When you do that right, you see it went on to the right side. If you see it's on the bottom, you see that ascent bar went on the bottom side. And I'm going to select the top. Yeah, so you can also keep it to top, or I won't be directing points, whether you, if you decide to have it on the right, left or bottom as well. But yeah, let's stick with top over here. So that part is done. Next part is for the call out. Yeah, so technically these are your call outs. So yeah, I kind of consolidated this cards and I'm going to the call out values of a part of the formatting. And I'll see the values over here. So for the color, let me select the same color I have, which is this shade of brown, number E66C37, theme color 3. And if you are a Mac user, you might see some different options. So yeah, don't be like yeah, too picky on this. Pick any color of brown. Dark, medium dark brown should be good. So selected that. You see this color also changed. And for this, yeah, within this values, we change the color. Next one is transparency. Let's keep it as is. For the alignment, currently it's horizontal, left aligned. Let's move it to horizontal, center aligned. Yeah, so you see these numbers will be aligned in the center. Now for the callout values, let's work on the formatting of the values as well. So apart from the previous thing, what we did, let me reduce the size of this font. Yeah, I think for this font type, let's keep it with what the default is. For the size, let me change it to say 33. Awesome. This looks good. Next part is within this value or below this value, there is this label. And this label is nothing but this label, that is the header over here you are seeing. So for that reason, yeah, let's keep, yeah, for the label, let's keep the type as the same heading 4 and font is Seago UI. And for the size, let's reduce it to 10. Yeah, so this, yeah, see, these are the labels, you see it changed. And for the color, let me make it to white, so it kind of stands out. The white color stands out within, yeah, behind when we have this black background behind. And color, yeah, we change transparency, I think good enough. Position, it is above. Let me change it to below value. So go over here in the position and say below value. You see it's switch the positions. Now let's move to the shape of these boxes that we have. For that, again within the same, that is format visual, minimize this callout value. Let's go to the cards, and first one we have series, second one is a shape, and within shape currently it's a rectangle selected by default. I'm going to, yeah, let's play around. If I select a rounded rectangle, see what I'm getting. You see this edges are rounded. If I use snipped tab, both top, You see what I'm getting? You see this is snip over here, and you see bottoms are not stripped. The reason is here you see this 20x, sorry 25px is snipping on the top. Let's play around. Maybe these are too big for now. So if I reduce it 18, 17, I think yeah, 16 look good here, proportionate. And currently on the bottom there are like it's 0 snip. So let's use similar. Yeah, let's try it out. Say if I use 16 on the bottom also, what am I getting? Awesome. This look very fairly proportional. So let's leave it as is. The next thing I'm going to do is change the layout. So I'll minimize this, go to my layout option over here. Currently the arrangement is a single row, horizontal row. Let's see what option we have. We have grid and we have single column. I'm going to lay out everything in a vertical manner, which is a column, single column. Once I click that, you see the orientation changes. Looks like the header are hiding, so I'll elongate this so that I will see the titles over here. Also looks like this is much more expanded. So yeah, let me squeeze it down. Also, I'll move it over here because this is the place where I have dedicated it for these KPIs. Shrink it down. Within, you see this fine line over here. Still shrink it down. Awesome. This looks good. Now I'll elongate it all the way down. Great. Looks like our first KPI is looking great. So this is our first KPI that we have, that is call center KPI. The next thing is you can see these text that we are seeing. Sum of call answered, sum of unresolved calls. So let's standardize these and just name these as call answered, call rejected, resolved calls, and unresolved calls. For that, I'm going to make this layout smaller. Let's go to our data for your visuals, and you see these are the headers that we are exactly seeing over here. So I'm going to click on this, rename for this visual, and I'm going to delete the sum of and only keep call answered. Same is the case for next one, rename, backspace, the sum of. Same is the for the next one, rename, select all, backspace, click outside, it auto saves. Make this bigger, rename for this visual, select sum of, backspace, select outside. So this looks much more standardized now. Total calls, call answered, call rejected, resolved calls, and unresolved calls. Next, I want to add those images that I have provided. Let me pull those and share. So for exactly these, like the call, the total calls, I want you to insert this image, call answered, this image, call rejected, this image, call or resolved calls, this image, and unsolved calls, unresolved calls. I want you to use this image. So Power BI has a facility where you can do it. For that reason, I'm going to format your visual and elaborate or make this images part bigger. Currently, the apply to setting, the series, all series are selected. So if you apply one image, it will be applied to all of these. So for that reason, you have to go to individuals. Yeah. So let's move with the first one, total calls. I'm going to select total calls. And now this part is activated, image. And yeah, the type is like you see there are two options, either image or image URL. We are using the image here. And then let's go ahead and browse that specific image for total calls. So select total calls, come back. By default, transparency is 0. Position is to the right of the text. So I'm going to change it to left of the text. Size looks like it's too big. So it's, yeah, I'm going to change it to say 50. Let's see how 50 looks like. I still think it's bigger. So let's change it to say 40. I think for now it looks good. Similarly, again, I'm making sure I'm saving this work I did. Similarly, I'm going to do it for the next four as well. So please continue doing it. So the next one is call answered. Let's activate this image, browse, call answered, open, left of the text, 40 what we identified. This looks great. Next, call rejected, activate the image, browse, call rejected. Let's change this to left of the text, 40. Next, resolve call, activate image, browse, calls resolved, left of text, size 40. Next, unresolved calls, activate the image, browse, unresolved calls, size 40, left of the text. Awesome. These all look good to me. Later on, we'll work on the formatting as well as units, but as of now, I think this is the standard setting. Now, since our first KPI new card is built, let's fix these units. So right now we are seeing all these keys. So let's fix these to the whole number. For that, again, we are going to play with the format. Let's go to the callout values. For you, this all must be selected. Yeah, that's come what it comes by default. Let's expand this and select one at a time. So very first is your total calls. Then within your values for total calls, scroll a little bit down. Here it says display units. It is auto selected as of now. Make it bigger and say none. Once you do none, you can see the actual number of total calls. Similarly, let's scroll up. Change this from total calls to call answered. Do the same. Display units, none. Next, call rejected. Scroll below. Display unit from auto, change it to none. You see the number is displayed. Then next one, resolve calls. Scroll down. Display unit, change it from auto to none. And the final one, unresolved calls. Change the unit from auto to none. And we are getting the total summation over here. Second visualization, that is call answered and rejected by agents. This time we are going to use this visual chart, that is clustered column chart. So please click on this. A window like this will be inserted within your dashboard or the screen space, screen canvas. Let's readjust to the size to somewhere over here. The fields we are going to use are the call answered and rejected by agents. So yeah, let's resize it. Let's move the entire thing over here, resize it, and let's start picking this agent check mark over here. Then call answered and call rejected. Let's work on formatting. First, let's go to x-axis. Let's remove the title. Change the color of the font from black to white. Let's bolden it. Let's do the same thing for your y-axis. Remove the title. For the values font, let's make it bolder. Change the color from black to white. Now let's remove the black background color. So from visual, go to general. Elaborate this effects. And you see this background. Well, let's just remove it. So from on, I'm turning it to off. Now let's work on the title of the chart. So let's go to the general in the title. Let's fix the name. So currently it says sum of call answered by sum and sum of all the rejects. Yeah. So let's change this name. Say call answered and call rejected by agent. So the title has been fixed. Let's change the color. Currently it's black color. I'm changing it to white and let's center it out. Let's make it bold. So even this looks good. Title has been fixed. Now let's work on these colors. So I'll go to the visuals and yeah, colors of the columns over here. So currently you might be seeing this for all. So this is not highlighted. So column, apply settings to series, change it to the first one, say sum of call answered. Now it is the blue part is being highlighted. Change it to say this shade, or let's use our standard this shade of brown that we have. Awesome, this changed. Now let's go back over here and change this to say let's use white. Yeah, so sum of call rejected. Let's use a white color. So yeah, we can see these two are distinctive now, clearly being seen, separated. Let's fix the legend formatting. So making this column smaller, expanding legend. Yeah, let's change the legend position to bottom center over here. Let's change the color from this darkish gray to white. This is looking great. Formatting is, let me go ahead and add a data label for that. On, yeah, I'm turning the data label on. Let me change the color from this dark gray to white. Series all, title, values, white. Awesome, they are very well visible. So this part is also done. Next is I can see these grid lines. So let me just get rid of those grid lines. So off. Awesome. These are also gone. The next visual. Hey, just remembered I see some unused space. So let me make a couple more edits over here within the formatting for the previous visual. So select this visual, go to format, and for the x-axis, I'm going to remove the title. Awesome. Now I can see the name, complete name of each agent. Same is the case with y-axis, I'm assuming. So I'm going to take away this title. I don't need the title because it's explanatory, self-explanatory. And same is the case with value. I do not need these. Yeah, because the actual data label is visible over here. So this is looking great. I'm going to save it again. Now proceeding with our second or third visual here. In this visual, I'm going to create a table showing the agents, the number of agents and the number of calls by each agent. For that, I'm going to use a table. So let's go within this visuals and select this table. A table visual is inserted, something like this. I'm going to move it over here and I'll make it smaller, and yeah, we'll be doing the final editing later on, but I just do an approximate type of editing here just to fit in. This looks great. Now I'm going to drag agent and total calls. Awesome, a table is created. Now let's go to the format your visual. The first one is totals. I don't need the totals. So I'm going to make this bigger, uncheck this, the total is gone. Now check the column headers over here. Awesome. Let's change the color to our brown that we have been using. Yeah, this looks great. I think this is also correct. Let's move to the center. This also correct. Looks correct. Let's change the background to black. Yeah, great. I think that's it over here. We'll make it smaller. The next part is my values. So let's change this to the text color to our brown, standard brown. It looks like there are two layers. So we'll do the same thing for the alternate text color also. And same is the case with, yeah, I think background I'll keep the way it is currently. Well, Yeah, for the alternate, I'll change it to say white again. So let's keep it standard white and white. Everything looks correct over here. Making it smaller. Then the grid lines. Yeah, let's add grid lines to this table. So currently looks like there is this light grayish color. Let's change it to black, and let's change the width to say 2. Awesome. That's your horizontal grid line. This looks correct. Let's work on the vertical grid line. Yeah, so let's activate those. Currently it's this light gray color. Let's change this also to black color and the width to 2. Awesome. Another step forward. So these also look good. After the vertical grid line, let's check in the values. This all looks good. Yeah, let's experiment with the size, one size smaller. Awesome, this is fitting within the space very well. So yeah, let's stick with font size of 9. I'm going to make this a bit smaller. Also for the background. Coming out of this, let's go to General, Effects, Background. Let's change it to black. Great. We'll stick with this black color. So technically we are done with this visual table as well. I'm going to move it and still trying to squeeze it to use our real estate space on this screen. I will expand this visual that I created a few minutes ago. So this is looking great, really great right now. Although I think this is maybe not centered well, the title. So I'll click on this. Try to go over here. Let's say legend is what it is. Oops, doesn't look right. Title is off. Title for the whole chart is off. Option legend. Bottom center. That doesn't look right. I think that, yeah, this is for the legend. Okay, got it now. So I'm looking for the chart title over here. Grid lines, columns, data, labels, plot area, background, none, columns. Some of rejected, none. Grid lines is nothing. Properties, title. Awesome. So currently this is what we are seeing. Header 3 is the one. Divider, spacing, effect. Okay, yeah, this is great. Yeah, so this is the change I made within for this chart. General, title. Yeah, previously it was here. I changed it, so it is centered now. Before moving to our next visual, I'm going to insert a line to separate the next chart from the previous charts we have made. So again, within your main tab, I'm going to go to insert and going to go to shapes and select a line. And you can see a line is created, blue colored line is created, which is hard to see. Yeah, but again, same thing for you also. So just drag it somewhere over here. And again, you can see this shadow box over here, which we'll work on shortly. But yeah, just move it somewhere over here and try to drag this shadow box kind of thing somewhere over here and elongate it, and just play around few times. You won't be able to master this art in the first time. It is totally okay. Yeah, elongate it, try to fill from end to end of this width. It will be blue color. Shortly we'll be changing the color of this line, but I think for now this is a right position. So again, it's a blue color. So make sure this is selected. We go to style. So within this format shape, I'm going to style, and for the fill color, the current color is blue. I'm going to make this bigger and add a brown color. But again, I mean, this is a fill color. So there is one more place we need to make that change. So in the border, again, this color is blue. I'm going to change it to brown color over here. And now you see this color of this line has changed. This is what we are wanting. So awesome. This part is also completed. And again, it's a small one. For the next visual, I'm going to add a line chart that shows total calls by month. And for that, you see within this visualization, I'm going to select this line chart. Yeah, just click on it. Once done, a box like this appears on your screen. So just move it somewhere over here. fit it to this width and yeah, make it a bit shorter like this. And for now, just eyeball it, do the best you can. Yeah, somewhere around from here to this line over here, separator. So yeah, this frame is ready. Now I'm going to add this date within my chart over here. And I'm also going to add this total calls, which will be auto fitted to the y-axis. So the dates will be auto fitted to the x-axis and total calls will be auto fitted or adjusted to my y-axis, and you will see a chart like this. Currently I am seeing just one dot over here because Power BI goes by default, it goes by aggregation. So it is telling me sum of all for within the data set. So it is 6890. So it's going sum of all. To check the granular level, yeah, detail level of this, I will go to this x-axis date. You see it's showing year on the hierarchy level. Then second higher level of hierarchy is the quarter, then month and day. I do not need these levels, yeah. So I don't need year. So I'm going to cancel it out. I don't need now. I will see quarter level, yeah. So that's the highest level. I will eliminate the quarter, then I'll see months, which is what exactly I want. And again, as of now, I'm not thinking about days. If I want, I can later on add, but I will eliminate these days as well. So all I have is month. Yeah, so I am seeing month and the number of calls. So this is what I was wanting. So even this part is created. One more thing is maybe I'll readjust this a little bit. So this is looking good for me. Now let's do the formatting. For the secondary axis, make this bigger, remove the title. For the y-axis, remove the title. For the values, let's change the color to white. For the x-axis, remove the title. Let's change the color, text color to white. And within the general, let's go to the effect. Let's change the background, or let's remove the background. Let's go to the lines. Series all. Within this line, let's change the color to our preferred color. Let's add markers as well. Before that, let me show you a special feature Power BI has, and that's what I'll be using. So within my lines option, there is subline option, second line option, solid, join type is round, width is good. So interpolation type, currently it's linear. So it is joining all these interpolation, meaning month to month based on a line or linear way. If I pick smooth, this is how it will look like. And again, there are various options you can smooth. If I put a step, this is how it will look like. So as of now, we'll stick with this step type of interpolation type. Next thing is the markers. Let me add a marker. So activate, turn it on. And for this, I will just use a white color that it stands out over here. So even this part is completed. So let's quickly browsing. This looks good. Let me play around with the data labels and see if they look attractive. So if I turn them on, I think it won't hurt, right? Yeah, looks good. And again, there is this K factor, decimal. I think, yeah. Let's play around. I think this might look good. So title, properties, data label. So within the data label, currently all are selected. If I go to, yeah, this individual position is good, minimum is good, optimize level. Let's see what it does. No, it won't help. Option position, series apply settings, title values. Within values, total calls are what I am seeing here, and value or decimal places. If I select, sorry, auto was good. Yeah. Display units auto. If I select none, I'm seeing the actual calls. Maybe yeah, these are attractive. I'm clearly seeing. I mean, it is plotted as well. So I'll keep this. So for the color of these, I will use white. So they will stand out firmly. So you saw how I did it, right? I went to again visuals. Within visuals, data labels, expanded it. Then within values, I selected total calls. And for display units, I said none. That's when the K went away. And for the colors, I changed it to white color. Let's fix the title for this graph. General, title, total calls by month, which is right title, header 3. This is good. Let's make it bold. Let's center it and let's change the color to white. This looks great. So even this part is done. I'm going to copy this line, Control C and Control V. For Mac users, Command C, Command V on your keyboard. I'll move the copied one down over here. And then, yeah, this looks very well separated. For the next visual, I'm going to copy this chart I created, clustered bar chart, bar graph. Control C, Control V. Here, this chart I'm going to convert. So use the same format. I'm going to convert it to call answered and call rejected by topic. So for that, I'm going to uncheck the agent and select topic. So this has been replaced. Great. Let me change the title here. General, title, call answered and rejected by agent. I'm going to change the name from agent to TOPIC. Awesome, that has been corrected. You see there is still K over here within the data labels. So let's correct those. I'm going to visuals, and within visuals, yeah, it was right for the data labels. Option, well, not the option, values here. So here I'll say display units is auto. I'll make this bigger and say none. So even these are visible, the numbers, actual numbers. So great, even this has been complete. So I'll expand this, extend this all the way. We drag a little bit down, move this line. And again, this final formatting we will do one more time when we are ready with all the visuals filled in. But as of now, I think, yeah, I'll do this. Great, even this is completed. The next part is I'm going to copy this, Control C and Control V. Move this copied graph over here. Let me try and elaborate this, extend this, and try to fit in within this space. Awesome. I think this is good. Next, so I want to convert this bar graph, stacked clustered bar graph into a total calls by topic horizontal bar graph. So for that, I'll keep this selected, go to my visual, change it. Yeah, so from my current clustered column chart, or yeah, sorry, I was calling bar graph, but clustered column chart, to my stacked bar chart. So I will click on this and you see it will turn horizontal bars. The next part is I want it by the total calls by topic. So the topic is already there. I will select the total calls and I will uncheck the call answered and call rejected. This one also. Yeah. So then, yeah, this is how I'm seeing. So more or less, this is very correct. Let me change the title over here. So again, go here, format, then general title, and I'll change this title name to, again, the by topic is correct. So by topic is correct. So I'll change this to TOTAL, total calls, CALLS, by topic, calls by topic. Yeah, the V shouldn't be there. So this looks good. Calls by topic, sweet, and everything else looks good. So here I'm good. Title wise. Now let's change this bar thing. Yeah. So visual bars. So color is blue. Let's go to our preferred color. This also looks great. Then yeah, I'm seeing the values, but again, I would like everything to be inside. So for that, X values, or it's a Y value. Sorry, it was mixed up. Not here, not here. uh, data labels. Awesome. So within data labels, I will options. Position is auto. I'll go inside center. Awesome. This looks great. This is exactly how I wanted it to be, inside center. So even this chart is completed. And this is not fully seen. So let me try and readjust some sizes, or maybe, yeah, let me change this y-axis here. Yeah. So for my y-axis, visual grade, x-axis, title is good, visual values, y-axis, not the title, y-axis values layout. Yeah, let's make this bigger. Let's see if I play this with 9. Awesome, looking good. 8, admin support payment related. So far we have completed 6 charts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 more remaining. So the next one, let's insert a visual for average of speed of answer in seconds. For that, I'm going to use this gauge chart. So let's click on this gauge, move this box that appears in this top right hand side corner and try to fit into the best you can. Awesome. And here I am going to activate my speed of answer. Yeah, so this one. So either I check mark over here or just drag it over here. So this is yeah, the half donut or the gauge chart has been plotted. Currently it's the sum and I want it to be average, so I just elaborate this. So you see this is within your visualization main value, it says sum of speed of answer. I'll convert it into an average. So from sum, yeah, check mark this, make it bigger, average, and now this is my average in seconds. Now let's fix the formatting for this. For that, go in the formatting area. The very first is data labels. I don't want them. I'll check them off. Then target label, I'll also check them off. There was no target. And for the call out values, I think this look good. I'll change the color to white. Awesome. Let's fix the color for, well, this is gauge visual. Yeah, I think this is, yeah, for this. Let's go the fill color. Let's go with our preferred color. This is looking great. The target color also. Well, yeah, let's. Well, we are not seeing the target, but yeah, let's be standard. Use standard approach. So even this part is done. Now for data label, then this is done. General gauge axis. I think no, that's not needed in the general. Yeah. So effects. Let's turn off the background. Excellent. This also looks great. Next part is, yeah, the title. It's still there, but it's in black color. So let's fix that. Also, let's change the name. Yeah, so average. So, well, I think the name is correct. So that is not an issue. Text color, let's change it to white. Great. And one more thing is, let's center it out. So average of speed of answer in seconds. Finally, the last visual that is remaining is the average rating by the agents. For that, I am going to use this donut chart. So please click on the donut chart. Window pops up. Drag this small window or this box in this space that we have created through the background. Here, I'm going to add agent and the average rate, satisfaction rating. Again, this is not complete. So again, I can always slide this over here so that I can read this what this is. So sum of satisfaction rating is what I selected. Currently I am seeing the sum and I am wanting average. So you see within this values, I'm going to make this bigger, and instead of sum, I'm going to select average. So this also looks great. Now let's continue with our formatting. So very first is legend. Yeah, I need legend. Slices will work on it later. Data labels. Let's see the data labels Awesome. So here currently the label contents that we are seeing over here is the data value and percentage. I only want data values. So instead of data value and percentage, I will click on data values, and awesome, I'm seeing the percentage. So this is great. Within values, let's use our standard white color. Looks great. Display unit I do not want. So as again everything is correct. Display, yeah, it all looks good to me. Label content is good. Position is outside, good. Data level, so this part is done. Rotation legend, let's see, center right, center right. Okay, I want this legend to be on my bottom center. So this is the legend we are talking about. So I want this legend option position to be bottom center. Awesome, this looks great. And looks like yeah, well, not all names are visible in a single pane. So for that, let's play around with the text. So currently the text size is 10. One thing is, let me, yeah, elaborate, elongate this. Still it's not there. So I'll make this smaller, smaller. Still not. Okay, we can still work it on this part later on, but I think I'm good for now. And yeah, let's change the color to white again. Later on when we remove the background, it will be visible. Title wise, I think this is good for, well, maybe I don't need the title. Maybe that will solve my problem. Awesome. So yeah, this is taken care of. This is taken care of. The next thing is, I think, yeah, we have done a lot. So let's work on the background. So effects, background, let's remove the background. Great. Now you see name of the agent, and this average satisfaction rating is shown over here. I think for these also, maybe I will work it out. Maybe I will change the color, or maybe this small line gray is good for now. This is good. Yeah, let's fix this title. So I'll make this title bigger. Let's change it color to white and center it out. So this also looks promising. Average by agent. This is good. Anything else? I think yeah, everything looks complete. Let me quickly check. Yeah, so title is good. Divider, spacing, properties, legend is good. Bottom center, white, yeah, 8 on purpose we did. Looking great. Text, yeah, this also looking great. Data labels, auto, vertical decimal points. This is also looking great. Title, text, yeah. So slices, yeah. So let me show you this. So the slices color, yeah. So each of these slices within this donut chart is, yeah, based on each agent. So Dan has this color, Martha has this color, Greg has this color, and so on. And I'm just trying to show you. So let's pick this color. Say for example, for Martha, instead of this dark purple, if I select white, you see that color changes, and again the respective agent colors changes. So white is Martha. So again, this is for your understanding. Even if you keep the original one, I'm totally fine with it. Now finally, let's add this target rating field, the target we have set within this chart over here. For that, I'm going to use the card, yeah. So not the new card which we used over here, but this is the old style traditional card. So I'm adding it. Box like this appears. I'm going to move it over here, and within this, I'm just going to drag this target rating within here. And yeah, that's the target we had set when we initiated or started this dashboard. So now let's go ahead and format this. So I don't need this category label, so I will turn it off. And for the call out, let me change this color to white. Everything is invisible now because it's white color. Now let's go to the effects and remove the background, and again that is visible. Now I can move to the center over here, and looks like these numbers are smaller. This is way too bigger, so still disproportionate. So for that, let me go to the call out value. So currently it's 45 size. Let me reduce it. 40, let's say 35, still big. Reduce it to 30. Yeah, I think 30 looks good. Let me try 25. Yeah, maybe 25 works. Yeah. For me, yeah, I'm finalizing 25. Even if you keep 30, 35, totally fine. But yeah, I think this is more of a, not overly large, but this is the target. So with that said, we have completed this dashboard successfully. Thank you all for staying with me as well as following these guidelines and completing this dashboard. Let's do the final thing, finishing touch up thing. Let's first of all, let's save it and make sure you save it very frequently throughout this process. So again, saving it. The next thing is, let's change this name. So we are formally calling it as Power BI Dashboard 2 Call Center Performance. So I will call it as PBI 2, that is Power BI 2 Call Center Performance. Yeah, let's call this as, let's change this name to, instead of page 1, I will call it as PBI space D2 dash call center performance. Click outside. Awesome. This name has, we can make it longer also. But imagine a case where you are working on a very complicated project and you have 5 and 10s of these. So again, just trying to utilize this available space. The last part is publishing to your online version cloud part of Microsoft 365. So like I said in my previous video, either go over here, click on publish, or well, there is a button available over here. You see within your home, share, publish is the same function. Now it is asking, do you want to save your changes? I'm going to say yes, please. Then again, available is a cloud spaces within my Microsoft account, either human resource internal, UVU internal, or my workspace. I'm going to say my workspace. For you also, I will recommend using my workspace. Select. Now it's doing its job. You see, this is thinking, working. So it is telling, yeah, there is already one which I already kind of published. So that's why I'm saying, going to say replace. So within few seconds, this will be done. Awesome. So it is telling the publishing to Power BI success. Now open Power BI DB2 and so on. So let me click on that. So formally I'll be able to see the actual link online version where it is published. Awesome. So I clicked that and this is my published link. The best part is that this has been, so once you publish it online, it is saved on your virtual cloud. So yeah, technically, as long as you are logged in using your UVU account, you'll have access to this. Yeah, and again, you will have the flexibility to post it on your LinkedIn or share it with your, on your resume, portfolio, as well as during interviews. If they say, show me your work, you can share the link here and they will be able to view. Yeah, you see there is the share. So I'm going to click on this share and then it is telling specify the people you want to view and so on. So for some reason, I'm not seeing this active, but maybe enter an email. Okay, so if I do this, allow, apply specific people, or I say, yeah, people with existing access, no, specify people. If I say apply, let's see if this is activated. I'm trying to activate it. Doesn't look like it will. So let's do this, apply. Oh, awesome. So you see this, I can share this via email or through Teams or through PowerPoint or a copy link. If I see copy link, again, this link appears, I can copy it. And again, this is, I'm just showing you. Yeah. So once I copy this, I can, like directly email you or publish through your Teams or on our Canvas. This is how I will expect you to submit. Yeah. So go to this link, copy and copy paste the text area within this assignment. And that's one way. I mean, that's the first way to submit this assignment. Second way is get a snipping of. Yeah. So you have to do the both. Copy paste the link as well as screen. And once copied, I'm going to my LinkedIn over here. You see LINKED. We'll open in a minute. Yeah, so here what I can do is, you see start a post. I will click over here, starting a post, and I will see Control V. And yeah, this is, link share is happening. And on top of it, before this link, I can add some text. I will say, hello, or hello all. I will say, hey friends, this is a cool dashboard I created in my analytics class. Yeah, DATA analytics CLAS, and then you can add a title, say TITLE call center EER. Oh, sorry, my typos. I'm typing too fast. CENTR PERFORMANCE DASHBOARD. And later on, I'll tell you what are the KPIs, a list of KPIs. Again, I mean, I will be talking about EDA, and this one I'll elaborate on more. So again, KPI is 1. What is the KPI? KPI is 2. Again, we know there are 8 different charts, and maybe a ninth one, that is your target. So yeah, I'll be explaining those as well. But yeah, for now, you can just say, yeah, you can type in. And again, I encourage you guys, you all to do it on your LinkedIn, because yeah, you are behind the scene, you are creating a portfolio. So every time this is published on your account, yeah, you know, this is a credential you are adding. Later on, you will be adding it in your resume also. And these days, all the HR managers, hiring manager, they are looking at your LinkedIn profile. So again, if they read that, okay, you have done these on your resume, and when they like silently, yeah, or in a ghost manner, if they're looking at your profile, they'll be able to see it, and they will say, oh man, this guy has really done it. Yeah. So again, that's the way. So again, that's the, I'll say this, I won't be so, yeah. So coming back here, this is what we were doing. And the second part is, yeah, I think one of the question that was asked in our class is, can we print it on like a paper, yeah, like A3 or 8.5 by 11 inches standard paper size. So yeah, you see one way is, you see this, go to this export option and analyze in Excel or PowerPoint or PDF. So yeah, like you can click any one of them. Yeah, for now I'll pick the PowerPoint, and it is telling embed live data, meaning, well, this is still live. Yeah, so meaning the data that I have that we have used in this, yeah, the Excel file that we have used, if that the original data in that Excel file changes, even these charts will be updated. Maybe like if you have a practice of updating that original Excel data source file every month, even these charts will be updated every month. And once these are updated every month, if you select within this export to power, if we say embed live data, even the live data, even the dashboard on your PowerPoint will be updated. So that's what this means, embed live data. So I'll just say yes, yeah, and I'll say, yeah, either copy or say open in PowerPoint. So I'll say open. Again, I'm getting this message. Well, I think it's more of a security thing, which is a good thing. I'll say, yeah, I trust this because I'm doing it. I know I'm doing it. So there is no external guy hidden. So I'll say yes and give it like few seconds. Awesome. On my other screen, this PowerPoint thing appeared. It's still loading. So let's give it accept and continue. It's still working. Still loading, and again, it's we are doing it for the first time, so again it's being loaded. Let's give it few seconds. Awesome. So this is a live PowerPoint that is directly, like, it's a live one, and yeah, you're able to view this using a PowerPoint. And well, you can, yeah, save this as a standard template, and it's a live, like I will reiterate, this is a live one. So yeah, everything, the original data is updated, this will be updated. And you see this is interactive. I can still click on each of them and hover my mouse and get more details. And here, I mean, this is one way of printing. So again, I can go to home and say print. That specific, the whole screen will be printed. And again, I know I have used that black background. If you are using it for printing purpose, and if you don't want to use the black ink, maybe for a paper version this doesn't work well, you can always use the white or light background, which I will be happy to discuss as we go.